Good morning, everyone. So far we have studied about adverbs, what the definition of adverbs, okay, and how do adverbs, modify a verb, an adjective, or an adverb for that matter. And also we did different kinds of adverb, and we also found out uh, how to identify what kind of adverb is given in the sentence. Okay. So now today what we are going to do is to learn about the position of the adverb. Right. Position of adverb means where should we actually place the adverb? What kind of adverb should come at what place in a given sentence? So, starting with adverbs of manner. See, adverbs of manner, I have mentioned few examples over here so that you can recall what an adverb of manner is. For example, kindly, bravely, politely. Okay, these are adverb of manner which answers the question how. All right, I hope you remember this much. So they are generally placed after the object. They are generally placed after the object, and if there is no object, then they are placed after the verb. Okay. So I was saying the adverbs of manner, they are generally placed after the direct object, and if there is no direct object, then they are placed after the verb. We'll see how it is done. Right? Look at Look at the two examples given here. He spoke French fluently, and she walked slowly. Now, what did I say? I said they are generally placed after the object. What is the object over here? Here the object is French. So what will be placing? Where will be placing the adverb? Fluently is the adverb. Okay. See, fluently is the adverb. So we will be placing it right after the object. Okay. And in the what did I say in the second point? That if there is no object, then the adverbs are placed after the verb. What is the verb in the second sentence? In this sentence, the verb is walked. Okay, so we will be placing the adverb right after the verb, and the adverb is slowly. Okay, so once again, I will tell you, I would like to repeat that the adverbs of manner, they are placed after the object if any object is present. Like in the first sentence, the object was French and the adverb was fluently. So we placed fluently after the object French. And in the second sentence, there was no object. So we placed the adverb right after the verb, and the verb was worked while the adverb was slowly. So this is how it goes. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next this thing. Adverbs of frequency. Again, adverb of frequency, what was it? It used to answer the question, how often? Okay. So here are some of the examples which we use in place of adverb of frequency, which we use as adverb of frequency, like always, often, seldom, never, ever, usually, generally, occasionally. So these are what? The examples of adverb of frequency. Okay. So now where do we place adverbs of frequency? They are normally placed between the subject and the verb. Okay, they are placed between the subject and the verb. But when the verb is a be verb, then the adverb follows the verb. Now let us look at the example and the things will get clearer. For example, she always goes to the park. Now she is what? She is the subject and goes is the verb. So what did I say in the first sentence? That um, they are placed between the subject and the verb. So what is there in between the subject and the verb? This is the subject and this is the verb. So where did we place always? Right between the subject and the verb. Okay. See here, always is what? It is an adverb. So where did we place adverb? Between the subject and the verb comes the adverb of frequency. Now in the second sentence, the sentence is like this. He is always late. Now what does this mean? In the second here, look at the second point of adverb of frequency. It said when the verb is a be verb. Be verb means is, am, are, was, were. These all are be verbs. So when the verb is a be verb, then adverb follows the verb. Then we do not place it in between the subject and the verb. Here he is a be word, be verb. So we will be placing the adverb after the be verb. Okay. Is what? It is a be verb. So the adverb is being placed after the be verb, not in between he and is. Am I clear? Similarly, the next example, I never go there. Here I is the subject and go is the verb. So where will the adverb of frequency come? It will come in between the subject and the verb. Okay. So these two sentences are of same kind. This and this one, the first and the third one, which shows that the adverb of frequency is placed between the subject and the verb. Okay, but the second sentence, this you should keep in your mind, and you should pay attention more to that when the verb is a be verb. Okay, verb like is, am, are, all such kinds of verbs are given, then we use it when then we place the adverb after the be verb. Okay. um, Next is adverbs of place and time. Now, where do we place adverb of place and time? Adverb of place, what it used to answer? It used to answer the question where. Okay, so when we asked the question where, and the answer to the question gives what? Adverbs of place. So the example of adverb of place are here, there, up, down. Okay, these all are adverb of place. And adverb of time, it used to answer the question when. So the second point gives us the example of adverb of time, like now, then, today. Okay, it is giving the time, right? Then what is the position of these of such adverbs? They are placed after the verb or after the object if there is any object. Now let us look at the example. The old man sat down. So placed, look, what did I say in the first place? That they are placed after the verb. So can you find out the verb over here? What is the verb? Sat is the verb. Okay, sat is the verb. So we will be placing an adverb next to it. So down is the adverb. Okay. Then let us look at the second example. He killed the lion. It should be lion. Okay, he killed the lion here. So what did I say? That if in the second part, look at here, look here in the second part of the sentence, what did I say? That if there is an object, then we use then they are placed after the object. So what is the object? He is the subject, killed is the verb, lion is the object. This is the object. So here this word here is the adverb. So we are placing it after the object. Okay. Now these two examples, they dealt with what? Adverb of place. Now let us come to adverb of time here. So the first example is he will come tomorrow. Okay, he will come tomorrow. They are placed after the verb. What is the verb? Come, and we will be placing an adverb after the verb, which is tomorrow. So let us look at the second example now of adverb of time. Tony gave me a book yesterday. So here what we can find an object. This is the object. So whenever there's an object, then we place the adverb toward after the object and not after the verb. Okay, so when I'll repeat again, whenever there is a verb in a sentence and there is no object, then we place the adverb of time and adverb of place right after the verb. And when there is an object, when there is an object in the sentence, then we place the adverb of place and adverb of time after the object and not after the verb. Okay, I hope this thing is clear to everyone. And the more you practice, the more you things would get clearer. Okay, so what you need is to practice. Now let us move on to adverbs of degree. Adverbs of degree, it used to answer the question to what extent. Okay, it used to answer the question to what extent. Now let us see the examples. These are the examples which have been given in the first point: nearly, almost, completely. Okay, these are the words which denote adverbs of degree. Now they are placed before the adjective and adverbs. Let us look at the example to get a clearer idea. I know him quite well. Okay, I know him quite well. So here well is an adverb and quite is the adverb of degree. Okay, so we are placing it before the before another adverb which is present, right? Next in the next example is the story is almost false. Okay, the story is almost false. So we are placing it just before the word false. Next is now the order of adverbs when there are more than when there are more than one adverb present, then what we do? Let us look. What do we do? Okay, when there are adverbs of frequency, place, and time in a sentence. Okay, when specifically that these three adverbs are there in a sentence, and what are they? Adverb of frequency, adverb of place, and adverb of time. Frequency, place, and time. When all these three adverbs are present in the sentence, then what is the order which you should remember? It's FPT. Okay, first of all, adverb of frequency will come, and then adverb of place will come, and at last, adverb of time will come. So look at the example. I usually go to bed early. Usually is what? It is adverb of frequency. Okay, then to bed is what? Adverb of place. Bed is adverb of place, and early it is what? Adverb of time. Okay, so how often? Usually, where, bed, and when, early. So FPT, whenever we have these three adverbs in a sentence, which are adverb of frequency, adverb of place, and adverb of time, then you should remember this sequence or this order which is written over here, that is FPT, frequency, place, and time, right? And when there are adverb of manner, when there are adverbs of manner, time, and place. Okay, in such case, we place adverb of manner first, then adverb of place, followed by adverb of time. So here you have to remember MPT. Okay, in the first case you have to remember FPT, and in the second case you have to remember MPT. So Sarah sang beautifully here yesterday. Okay, so Sarah sang. How did Sarah sing? Beautifully, so it becomes adverb of manner. Where did she sing? Where did she sing? Here. So it becomes adverb of place. Okay, and when did she sing? Yesterday. So this becomes adverb of time. Okay.
जेल रही सगळी
Now there are certain adverbs there are certain adverbs which qualify the whole sentence. Now, how do they qualify the whole sentence? See, if any adverb is affecting the whole of the sentence, then we say that it is qualifying a sentence and not a word, not a single word. Okay, for example, actually the girl was not guilty. So this actually, it is an adverb and it is qualifying. It is impacting the whole sentence, right? So such kind of adverbs, when they qualify a sentence, when they impact the full sentence and not a single word, then they are placed right at the beginning of the sentence. So in this case, you can see actually the girl was not guilty. Here actually is adverb. Okay, and here in the second example, you can see fortunately my father was at home. So these two adverbs, they are affecting, they are qualifying the whole sentence and not a single word. Then we will place it right at the beginning of the sentence. Next, there are these two words which are often confused. So I have taken them up. One is enough and the other one is to, and where are they placed? See, the adverb enough, it is always, what does it mean first of all? Enough means, sufficient amount. When we are trying to say that something is sufficient for us, then we say enough. So the adverb enough, it is placed after the word it modifies. Like whatever word it modifies, we just place it right after that word. For example, Joanna is old enough. Now it is qualifying the word old. Okay, old. So we will place enough right after the word it qualifies, that is old. So Joanna is old enough to go to school. Now the adverb to means what? That it is more than what we require or more than what we desire, what is desirable to us. So then it is to, right? So where do we place it? We place it after the be verb. Iqbal is too strong to be defeated. So this is the be verb. Is the be verb? Okay, and then we are placing the word to right after the be verb. Further, you will also study that such kind of this, when we say um, to be defeated, so such kind of structure is known as infinitive. So to is also used generally with infinitives. Okay, and then there are some other words like quite. Quite is used to denote when we want to say completely or absolutely, then we use quite. Okay, and then there are some other words like very. Very is also used in adverb of degree. Now what does very mean? That like in a good amount. Okay, when we say something that like she is intelligent, and when we add very intelligent, then we are trying to say that she is intelligent like in a good amount. Okay, and then there is we use much. Much is generally used with the comparison. Whenever we make comparison, okay, then we use much. So these are the other adverbs which you should know the meaning of. Now comparison is very simple. As you do the comparison in adjective, similarly we do the comparison in adverb only. There are three kinds of comparison. Okay, positive, comparative, and superlative. When we are talking about single person or thing or whatever, then we use positive. And when there is no comparison, that means there is positive. And when we are comparing between two things, then we use comparative degree. And when the comparison is made between among more than two things, then we use superlative degree. Okay, for example, high, the comparative is higher. We just use er to the comparative degree and est to the superlative degree. But there are certain words which end with ly, like sweetly, swiftly. In such case, we don't use sweetlier or sweetliest, rather, but we use more and most. Okay. Again, in swiftly, when it is ending with ly, so again we are using more and most. But there are other words which completely change, like well, it changes to better when it is used in comparative degree, and best when it is used in superlative degree. Then little is changed into less, and least. These are some of the examples which I have shown you, and it is your duty to go through to find out more adverbs and their comparison and their comparative and superlative form. Okay, so I hope the things are clear to you now. So here the question is, you have to place the adverb in the proper place in the following sentences. Okay, here you can see the sentence, and here you can find the adverb. You have to place it in a proper place, and also tell me the whole sentence while after placing it in the proper place. So the first sentence is, Mridul can tell a lie, and you have to insert never. Yes, Kushi, give the answer.
Mridul can never tell a lie.
Very good. So the answer will be, Mridul can never tell a lie. Alright. Next question. We have talked to his father. Let me see who will give the answer. Yes, Akshita, give the answer.
Ma'am, we have already talked to his father.
Good. We have already talked to his father. Next is, the old lady is dead. The old lady is dead. Yes, Divyanshi.
Ma'am, the answer will be the old lady is nearly dead.
Very good. The old lady is nearly dead. Next question. My uncle missed the train. Let me see who will answer now. Manjari.
Ma'am, the answer is my uncle almost missed the train.
Correct. My uncle almost missed the train. Next is, she comes to visit this place. You have to insert often. Yashi.
Ma'am, the answer is she often comes to visit this place.
Yes, good. She often comes to visit this place. Next is, my brother comes home. My brother comes home. Who will answer? Arpit. You
Good
have to insert clearly.
morning, ma'am. Good
Come
morning,
again.
ma'am.
Good morning. Give the answer.
Ma'am, my brother rarely comes home.
Very good. My brother rarely comes home. Next, the children knew the difference. This time, okay, Dev will answer.
Good morning, teachers. Ma'am, the children hardly knew the difference.
The children hardly knew the difference. Yes, correct. Mute yourself. Your voice is coming. The children hardly knew the difference. The poor man was punished. Who will answer this? Umeed. Umeed, can you hear me?
Unfortunately, the poor man was punished.
Very good. See, this is the case of the adverb which is affecting the whole sentence. Okay, so she placed it very correctly at the beginning of the sentence. So it will come, unfortunately, then you will place a comma, and then you will write the whole of the sentence. Okay, very good, Ummi. Next is, he is old to work and earn money. You have to insert enough. It's very easy. Yes, Siddhi. Unmute
He is
yourself.
old enough to work and earn money.
Yes, correct. He is old enough to work and earn money. And Siddhi, you don't have to raise your hand physically. There is an option of raising the hand. Okay. There is a reaction because I cannot see you. Next is, the watchman has closed the door. The watchman has closed the door. You have to insert already. Yes, Shivansh.
Good morning, teachers.
Good morning.
The answer will be the watchman has already closed the door.
Very good. You people have performed very well. The watchman has already closed the door. Very good. Now, next is, you have to fill up each blank with the correct degree of the given verb. Now you have to fill in the correct degree of the adverb. Okay. First sentence, she behaved dash than her sister. Let me see who will answer. Yes, Nandika. Nandika, will you answer? Okay. Someone else? Shubh Shrivastava.
She behaved more wisely than her sister.
Why are you using more? More wisely is what degree of comparison?
Comparative.
Comparative. And why are we using comparative? Why not
Because
superlative?
because she is comparing to her sister.
Yes, because the comparison is being made between two persons. Okay, so we will be using comparative degree. Good. Next is Fairs arrived the dash of all. Let me see who can answer this. Sanvi, I think you haven't got the chance to answer. Yes, Sanvi.
Ma'am, the answer is Fairs arrived the earliest of all.
Very good. The earliest. And earliest is what kind of degree of comparison?
Superlative.
Correct. Third sentence, Hina sings dash. Hina sings dash. Inchra, give the answer.
Ma'am, the answer will be well.
Well, good. Positive degree, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next, he earns the dash in his family. He earns the dash in his family, correct form of much. Who will answer? Tanishka. Yes, Tanishka.
He earns the most in his family.
Okay, he earns the most in his family. Correct. Next, Ram ran dash, but Hari ran dash. Who will answer? Yes, raise your hands. Why same children are raising the hands? No, now the one who is not raising the hand, I'm going to ask that person. Athar, give the answer. Athar Kesarwani. Priyanshi. It is so simple. Say.
Ram ran fast, but Hari ran faster.
Very good. Ram ran fast, but Hari ran faster. Very good. Next is always aim dash. Always aim dash, the correct form of high. Yes, yes, she give the answer.
Ma'am, the answer is always aim higher.
Okay. Always aim high can also be correct, and higher can also be correct. Okay. Next is the patient is dash better. The patient is dash better. Akshita,
Ma'am, most.
why most? Anyone who doesn't agree with Akshita's answer? Yes, Shubh. What should be the answer?
The patient is much better.
Correct. The patient is much better. Okay. And the last sentence, a hare runs dash than a tortoise. A comparison between two. I've given you the hint.
Hare
Now,
runs more swiftly than a tortoise.
very good. More swiftly. Okay. Janvi, give the. Now you can mute yourself.
Yes,
See, you can see that here an ly has been placed. Okay, so we won't be using we won't be adding er, we will be adding more over here. So this is all. I hope you people have understood. Okay, I hope you people have understood the adverbs, its kind, the position, the order, and the comparison of adverb. Okay, so it was quite easy. You need to practice the questions. Try to do the exercises. You will be getting them as a part of your assignment, so you should do it well in advance.